Hey guys, Trent here coming at you with another video. So I got an epic G.I. Joe lot in. I've been talking about it. I finally got it in. I got everything broken down, figure out exactly how much value we got there. Can't wait to show you. Let's take a look. So if you're new to my channel, welcome in. My name is Trent. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay. I do it for fun and profit and take you along for the journey. So please hit that subscribe button for more great videos in the future. Yeah, this is a vintage G.I. Joe lot that I got off of Shopgoodwill.com. I won the auction. After taxes and fees and everything, I paid around $450 for this lot. So join me for the journey of looking through all this stuff and putting together the pieces and seeing exactly what we're dealing with. And we can see the potential power of, right now at least, how hot vintage 80s toys are, especially G.I. Joe. Very popular franchise. And when you got figures with accessories and good condition vehicles and stuff like that, might have to do a little work, but there's definitely some profit potential in there. And in my case, I put in a pretty big investment, $450. I'm personally collecting this stuff, but we can still, for funsies, we can still take a look at, if we were to just strictly sell it all, how much of a profit we could make. So $450 was the investment, so let's take a look and learn about these toys, in case you come across them or come across a lot. This is the very first 2 years of G.I. Joe for the most part, 1982, 1983 vintage G.I. Joe. It's quite an interesting collection. And then real quick, I'm gonna make I have my second channel, my Radical Retro Toy channel. After this video, if you don't mind going subscribing to there and stay tuned, I'm gonna, once I get all this stuff actually cleaned up, pristine, ready to go on my collection, I'm gonna do a collection video of I want to display just this stuff as a collection, because this was somebody's collection very clearly, because it's all together. It's all from 1982, 1983 for the most part, with the exception of only a few pieces. So check out my other channel too, subscribe. I'm getting close to 1,000 subs over there, so I appreciate it. So without further ado, let's take a look at these toys. Wow, what a professional Goodwill this was. They individually boxed the items for this lot. I've never seen that before. Look at that. Everything individually boxed, and then in a big, huge box marked fragile. And that's box 1 of 2. There's 2 boxes. So, $450 lot, but the shipping charge that they had tacked on this was only like $18 or something. So, my hats go off to this Goodwill. It was North Carolina, I think. Wow, professional. And here's box 2 of 2. It's a smaller box, a little bit narrower, but it's still a big box. Box 2 of 2, and look at that, individually boxed, and even some packing paper too. That's the most professional shipping job I have ever seen. And so I asked them if they would be careful and pack it, but I would never have expected that. All right, here we go. I got everything out of the main boxes. Again, I mean, an exciting thing, part of this video is just how professional the packing job was of that. So I'm going to start opening individual boxes, and these are some nice shipping boxes I can reuse too. Man, look at that. Unbelievable. This could be like one of the most epic lots I've ever done. And then inside the box, the items are bubble wrapped. Man, I can't say enough good things about that. Alright, I got everything unboxed. 2 huge boxes that resulted in, honestly, a pretty small lot of stuff, because G.I. Joe is pretty small. But there was some very fragile, delicate stuff in there, so I'm very glad that they did what they did. So yeah, without further ado, let me show you what we got here. I'll show you initial glance of everything, and then I'm going to try to piece everything together, see how complete everything is, and then we'll do an assessment from there. But we got figures first off. So it was 22 figures, and these are all 1982, 1983, with the exception of maybe one figure, being the mail-away Cobra Commander, I think is a 1984. So absolutely incredible. All the pieces are there for the figure themselves. Got to check on the accessories. But we've got some heavy hitters here. And we've even got, some of them are the 1982 straight arms, which a straight arm is a figure that in 1982, when they first came out with the original G.I. Joes, right here at the elbow, it only bends up and down. There's no swivel arm. Later in 1983, they re-released these figures with the swivel arm. They called it Swivel Arm Battle Grip. So if you have one with this, what they call the straight arm, as in only one bending elbow joint, that shows that it's a 1982. So we'll go down the line here on the figures. We've got a 1983 Grunt. We got 1983 Major Blood. We got the 1984 Mail Away Cobra Commander. So you had to mail away to get him, send in your flag points. We've got 1982 Breaker. We got the 1983 Wild Bill. He's a pilot for a vehicle, which I'm going to show you the vehicles. We've got the original, he's a 1983 re-release, but 1983 Cobra the Enemy Troop. We've got the 1983, I guess this would have been the carded version of the original Cobra Commander. We've got a 1983 Tripwire. We've got the 1983, I guess it's 1983. I don't know how that works, but this is a guy named Steeler who drives the Mobat tank that was in 1980. Maybe it was released in 1983 as well. So Steeler, the driver for the Mobat tank, which is a vehicle I had already acquired, so that's pretty cool. We've got Doc, 1983. We've got a 1983 Hawk. He came with a vehicle, like a mini accessory, mobile missile station. We've got the 1983 Cobra. This is a special figure. This is probably the most valuable figure in the lot. This is the 1983 Cobra Viper pilot. He piloted a vehicle. It was just almost like a paper airplane, the gliders. So that has the potential to be $100+ figure right there, and it's looking good. And I've even got the file cards, which I'm gonna go into. Then we've got the 1983 Cobra Officer. And then we got a pilot here named Ace from 1983. He's a pilot for a vehicle called the Sky Striker, which wasn't actually included in this lot, but some of the parts for it were. So hey, I'll take it because these are great. We got 1983 Destro. We've got a 1983 Cobra Hiss Tank driver. He came with the Cobra Hiss Tank. We've got a 1983 Cover Girl who came with a vehicle called the Wolverine, which I have a lot of these I'm going to be showing you. We got a 1982 Stalker, straight arm Stalker, really cool. Unfortunately, he's one of the two figures that actually has breakage on him. He has a broken thumb, so that's unfortunate. Then we've got a 1983 Clutch, and he's a driver for a vehicle called the Vamp Jeep, which I acquired as well. We've got 1983 Grand Slam, who came with not a vehicle, but one of those accessories, like an artillery type vehicle. And we got an awesome 1982 straight arm rock and roll. Look at that. And finally, we got the other broken figure, has a broken thumb as well. It's a 1982 straight arm Short Fuse. If I called this guy Short Fuse, I meant to say Tripwire. This is Short Fuse, the Mortar Soldier. Dang. I'm noticing 1982s have a potential to have broken thumbs, because I think they changed the way that they design, the way that they made the plastic, probably for 1983, to improve upon that. So there we go, 22 figures. Pretty incredible value with some of these figures, especially if they are complete with their accessories in a good condition. Now I'm going to have to do a lot of work and re-O-ring them and stuff, and a lot of these have some pretty rusty screws and stuff, so I'm going to have to deal with all that. But heck, if you were to just flip them as is, you can get decent cash for them, because people will do the work of re-O-ringing them, cleaning up the screws and all that stuff. But since I'm collecting this stuff, I'm going to be cleaning them up, and I'll be doing a video once I get everything completely cleaned up. I'm going to present all this stuff in a collection video on my Radical Retro Toy channel. So this video, we're gonna go over like how much stuff costs and get everything pieced together at least, and then I'm gonna spend a lot of time doing the work to clean all this stuff up, get it presentable, and do a collection video basically. So stay tuned for that. Another awesome thing that came with the lot was the file cards for all the figures, and even some file cards. There's some file cards and accessories for figures that are not in the lot, so I'm assuming those got lost or destroyed over time. But what it appears to me is that this was a collection. This was somebody's collection from back in the day. They bought G.I. Joe from 1982 to 1983, the first 2 years, and it all stayed together. Got a little bit of dust and grime on it, but wow, just the fact that it's all together is really cool. And in fact, you know, dust and grime isn't necessarily a bad thing with some of this stuff. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate that the screws are rusted out, you know, and I'm going to have to deal with that issue. But like for the vehicles and stuff, I've heard when it comes to vintage toys, a layer of dust can actually kind of protect it from, you know, and they can end up being some of the nicest looking vehicles once they're cleaned up because they were protected for many years. But we got all the file cards here. Destro, that was one of the figures, was in there. Cover Girls file card. Steelers file card. We got Scarlet, who wasn't in the lot, the figure itself. We got Grunt, he was in the lot. We got Ace, that pilot, he was in the lot. We got Flash. He was not in the lot, and so Flash looks like this guy, but I'm pretty sure this is Grand Slam because of the head is the same. I believe the same head as Grunt, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure this is Grand Slam, so I think we're missing Flash, but I think maybe his file card and some accessories were in the lot. We got the original Cobra Commander file card. We got Zap. Zap was not in the lot. I see his bazooka was in the lot, but we're missing the figure. We got Breaker, he was in the lot. We got the Cobra Troop, he was in the lot. Cobra His Tank Driver was in the lot. Wild Bill, the pilot, was in the lot. Rock and Roll file card was in the lot. Tripwire was in the lot. Clutch in the lot. Grunt, didn't I already say Grunt? Do we have duplicate file cards for Grunt, maybe? Here's one that I wish was in the lot, but was not. Snake Eyes. The original file card for Snake Eyes. He was originally just a commando, not even a ninja. So that's a pretty cool file card. Too bad, and I think his like Uzi and stuff was in the lot, so too bad the figure wasn't there though. There's the Grand Slam file card. I'm pretty sure that was Grand Slam. Here's another one that wasn't in the lot, unfortunately. Duke. Major Blood was in the lot. Cobra Officer was in the lot. There's that Viper Pilot. Wow, the file card too. So that's going to be the most valuable figure, the Viper Pilot, and he even has his file card. I don't think he comes with a weapon, so I think that's it. He's complete. There's Hawk file card. Short Fuse, had those guys. Stalker, that was the broken one on the thumb, unfortunately. Then for some reason we got duplicate Mail-Away Cobra Commander file cards. So these file cards could be worth 20 bucks a piece, believe it or not. So having some duplicates doesn't hurt. I could put them up for sale. All right, and since I'm here at the table, I might as well show this piece right here. This has the potential to be one of the best pieces, if not the best. That Viper Pilot's pretty good. But here we have the 1983 G.I. Joe Dragonfly helicopter. So this is a pretty desirable piece, and it's hard to, I think it's generally speaking probably pretty hard to get one that's unbroken, if you will, completely unbroken. This one needs a lot of cleaning, but I think I scored when it comes to not being broken. So I don't know exactly how this little winch mechanism, I guess it just wraps up like that. Looks like that. Works pretty good. So right here there's a propeller. You can propel the propeller and it works, so look at that. And then I see it looks like on the main body of it nothing is broken off. All the stuff is intact that's supposed to be there. So I really scored with this one. This one could be a valuable piece. Just got to see, there's a few pieces that are supposed to attach to it. Even if those pieces are broken, it's not a big deal as long as the main body stuff is all good. Those other parts can be replaced. But so we'll have to go through the lot. I have to show you all the accessories and we'll see what pieces we're missing. I'm gonna put all the pieces together and see what we came out with complete and about how much I think it would, this stuff is worth if we were to resell it on eBay. All right, then the rest of the vehicles. Here's a great one, 1983 Wolverine, Dusty and Dingy. This is the one that the CoverGirl figure comes with. Looks like I can see already all the missiles are there. I think this piece that's missing is there. The only thing that's missing, it's usually missing on all these, is there's like this rope piece that goes here, and I guess it breaks very easily, so couldn't get that lucky, but looks nice otherwise. So we'll work on getting that one pieced together. Here's a great one, the 1983 APC. Looks like it's complete. There's the top cannon, there's the top canopy that is unbroken. Very great. And we lucked out. Well, we would have really lucked out if we would have opened this and there would have been a bunch of figures sitting in here that we didn't know about. But anyways, it's got the steering wheel and it's got the 2 seat belts. So this thing is absolutely complete. So that's a great piece. The vintage 1983 APC. So we'll get that one put together. And well, it pretty much is put together. That one is. And then we got a lot of these, like I'm saying, these accessories. I forgot what the names of all these are. I'll go through those and when we look at the price. So we got 1, 2, 3 different ones of those. And I think there's one more in another box here. Then we got this one. It originally came out in 1982, but I see the figure is a 1983. So either way, the Vamp Jeep, one of the very first G.I. Joe Jeep. And I think that's complete actually, so it just needs to be cleaned up. So looking great, got all the decals on it. Then we got the first G.I. Joe snow vehicle, the 1983 Polar Battle Bear. I believe it's all complete. Just needs to be cleaned up and see how bad the yellowing is. It might have a little bit of a yellowing issue on it, but it's not the end of the world. Everything can't be perfect, so there's a great piece. And then finally we have a OG 1983 Cobra Hiss Tank. Very dirty and dingy. The Hiss Tank driver was in there, so that was the only kind of like bonus figure that I couldn't see for sure in the lot. But there we go, the Hiss Tank. I think that'll clean up nicely. Great piece. 1983. All right, next pass on the progress of figuring out this lot, exactly what I've got. I've got all the weapons figured out for what I have for the figures, whether they're complete or not. So, actually only one figure was missing a weapon, I think. Otherwise they have all their weapons. So we got Grunt over here on the end, has his helmet, his M16 style gun, and his backpack. That gun is the only one that has a little bit of damage. The barrel's bent, like needs to be glued a little bit. We got Major Blood complete with his backpack and his gun. We got this Cobra Commander's gun complete. We got Breaker complete with his headset, his helmet, and his backpack. Wild Bill doesn't come with anything. This is the only one that was missing something, was the original Cobra troop. Cobra the enemy. He has like a sniper rifle looking type gun that's missing. I think that's the only one that was missing anything. Original Cobra Commander has his single gun. Tripwire has his backpack with all of his mines and his mine detector. We got Steeler complete with his helmet with little goggles and Uzi. We got Doc complete with his helmet and his gurney. His gurney is damaged. I'm sorry, there's the other thing that is damaged. And then his little mortar system. So he's complete. Hawk is complete with his helmet and with a visor on it. This is insane stuff. The Viper pilot, I believe, didn't come with anything. The Cobra officer has his AK-47 style gun. Ace has his space helmet. Destro has his backpack and his little pistol. The Hiss driver doesn't come with anything. Cover girl doesn't come with anything. Stalker has his submachine gun. Clutch comes with just a single helmet. Grand Slam comes with a single helmet with a visor on it. Oh, I'm sorry, Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll's the other one that was missing something. I'm missing Rock and Roll's machine gun, unfortunately. That's a bummer. So he comes with a heavy machine gun, and it has a bipod on it. So that's going to be a tricky piece. And then finally, we've got Short Fuse there that has his helmet and his backpack and his mortar system. All right, I'm left over with a lot of weapons and helmets and backpacks. Some of them for figures that weren't there, like I think Zap, for example, his bazooka, and I think his other accessories are here. So this is really nice. I got extra helmets, visors. Now I know that they came out with replacement weapons packs back then, so maybe that's why some of these are a different color, but I got a lot of good weapons here. For Flash, the laser trooper there I didn't have. I got an extra breaker wire headset. I got the bows for Scarlet, and I got Uzis for like Snake Eyes. This would be a piece for Snake Eyes. This is Baduk's binos, another Cobra Commander blaster. I think this is a Star Wars blaster, but a lot of extra weapons there. So extra accessories are always nice, and I'm still going through everything here. Another one I've completed out here is the Dragonfly. So I've got all 6 missiles for the Dragonfly. I've got this little gun piece that goes underneath the front there, and then the only piece, there's this piece that has this hose attachment, so I have all that, but unfortunately there's a peg here that's broken, so this is supposed to mount right here, but the piece that mounts it to the rail is broken off, so that's the only broken piece. Couldn't get out of it 100% unbroken, but actually this gun right here is pretty cheap, under $10 I think, or maybe around $10 only to replace that, so it ended up not being a big deal. Again, the most important thing is that the main hull of the vehicle has nothing broken on it. So we're rolling with this. This is nice. So Dragonfly complete, just has one little broken part. Here's a cool one, nice bonus. Amongst all the parts was all the pieces for, actually here's a 1984 item, one of the very few in this lot. This is the 1984 mortar defense system. So this is all the pieces for it. You got your mortar tube, you got your explosives, you got a fuel can, a fuel drum, and two fuel cans, 10 sandbags, and 2 figure stands. So that's actually a set right there, complete. The mortar defense unit, so cool. Here's another cool one. All 3 of the 1983 pack rats. These are just they were little robots that came out. They don't come with a figure. They're not really vehicles. You know, figures can't ride them. They were just little, basically accessory weapons, robots. So they were all complete here. We got the machine gun one with its little remote for a figure to control it. We got the missile system with the little phone for it, and we got the flamethrower unit with its remote. So all those complete. That's really cool. Just need to be cleaned up. All right, looks like I had all the pieces for this. This is the mobile missile system. This is the mobile missile system. It has all the big missiles there, all the stabilization pieces for it. It even had the stand for the controller. It has a place where it stores inside, so that's pretty cool. A lot of time I think that stand's missing. And then this is just like a flimsy piece of plastic string, and it's intact, that attaches to it, so that's so cool. And then this is the one that comes with Hawk. So that's a complete mobile missile system right there. Really cool accessory. All right, then we got the Wolverine tank. That's the one that comes with Cover Girl, so we got a complete Cover Girl. And then the tank has 12 missiles. They're already there. Here's the hatch that was in the parts. So that completes that part right there. The only thing missing on the Wolverine is there's this plastic fake rope that goes along here, and it's, I understand, a very highly easily breakable part, and it's of course missing. So otherwise this thing looks like it's going to clean up really nice. And other than that chase piece, we got a near complete Wolverine with CoverGirl, so pretty cool. Alright, the his tank's easy. There's really nothing on it but this rotatable turret that doesn't usually really come out very easy, and then the glass. Man, this is the dirtiest one by far, but hopefully it'll clean up nice. But it had the driver in there, and a lot of times this Cobra symbol is completely gone, so that's another nice his tank driver. So we got the complete his tank with driver. Then we've got the Vamp Jeep, has a rotatable gun turret on the top, has these two little gas cans in the back here. So I think that's all there is to this one to complete it. This is a pretty nice sturdy vehicle. And then the driver clutch, there he is, complete with the, all he has was a helmet. So we got the Vamp Jeep complete with clutch out of this one. Alright, and as I mentioned, the APC looks like it's complete because it just had two seat belts that go all the way down the rows here. It's the fact that those are in there is incredible. So we have those. The steering wheel is another thing you got to look out for, because I think it is detachable. And there's the front face, and then the top gun that goes in the turret here, I mean in the canopy, and the canopy looks nice and unbroken, as well as does this turret gun here. So we got the complete APC. That's probably my favorite thing out of this, vehicle wise, out of this lot. And then we had that Polar Battle Beer. I did have the two missiles for it, so we got that complete. This one might go down as the most cosmetically not looking too good with possible yellowing, but we'll clean it up and see what it looks like. But so basically those two vehicles are complete as well. All right, then we had the HAL cannon, HAL. Looks like it was complete too. This is a detachable little leg right there that was in there, so that's good. And then this is a detachable little computer panel, so both those parts were in there. And then the figure that came with that was Grand Slam, and so I have him complete. So we actually, yeah, everything complete on the HAL laser system or gun system. Pretty neat. This is made to be towed by that Vamp Jeep. Pretty cool. All right, then we got the last two of the non-vehicle kind of like accessory artillery stations. The flak cannon here was, unfortunately, this is one other little casualty. The seat that clips on there, one little tab is broken, so other than that it's complete. That's probably an easy repair. It's got all three of its little base stand pieces. So the flak cannon, and then the Whirlwind battle guns here is complete. It's got its covers right there, and then this little computer panel goes right here. I just don't want to clip it in. I'm going to be washing all this stuff first. That's a cool thing about G.I. Joe stuff. It's all plastic for the most part. You can pretty much wash it, and the decals actually don't get bothered or anything. And weirdly, there's another set of the covers for this cannon right here. So, whatever reason. But anyways, that's complete. Looking good. This is complete. That seat's probably cheap to replace, but I could probably fix that. Just put a little bit of extra, maybe some bonding material on that to extend that tab out just enough to where it stays more securely in place on that flat cannon. Pretty cool pieces. Okay, here's another interesting one. Here's a mail away. It's actually complete. This is the G.I. Joe Manta like sailing surfboard. So you got the main board, a secondary board with a missile. These connect it together. You got the backpack that can hold it all. Joe can hold it. This is part of the sail connection piece. Here's the sail shaft mast, and then the sail, the Manta sail itself. It's untorn, but it just needs to be stretched out. It's got the cutout of the Manta right there. And then the gun is the only thing. It has supposed to have like a little tube extension piece that comes off of it. It's broken off, but there's the gun. So it is complete, just the broken gun. So mail away. I don't think that's a really expensive piece, but hey, it's cool. Complete Manta mail away. All right, getting down to the end of stuff. I got down to parts. So the Cobra battle suit parts, all these right here. I actually needed some of these. I have one of those Cobra battle suits, but I needed a few more little accessory attachments to make it complete. So I think I'll be able to complete it with that, and then I'll have some parts left over. We got a single gun. This goes to a motorcycle from 1982 called the Ram Cycle, so that's a really nice looking piece right there in case I come across a Ram Cycle. Actually, Mark Wilson back in the day donated me some toys, and there was some Ram Cycles in it, but I wasn't collecting G.I. Joe. Too bad I didn't keep one of those. Here's a couple little joints for a vehicle called the Cobra Asp. Those are probably worth $5 a piece. Little sandbags. I'm not sure if those are actually G.I. Joe or not. Here's like the old school G.I. Joe dog tags. Those might be worth a little bit. This is actually a Fisher Price piece, only random item in there. Then we have, I think these are the missiles, and then we got the wings and one of the seats with the parachute for the Sky Striker jet, which we had the pilot Ace as well. So those are worth good money too, and I think these are the missiles for that. So that's pretty nice. Then the only other thing I'm left with is these parts. All these parts, for the most part, are for the 1983 G.I. Joe base. Most of it's missing, but there's a lot of good parts here. But like the main base and all the walls and stuff are missing. But we got good parts towards that. So that's the absolute scrap stuff that I'm left over with, you know, that doesn't go to something to complete something, but they're very good, valuable parts. So that's everything. So we'll start looking it up and seeing what sale prices are for, because I know the level of completeness, and then we've got the parts, leftover parts. We'll say at least $100 worth of leftover parts if you count this Sky Striker stuff and all that. So we'll start with about $100 worth of spare parts, and then we'll go from there. All right, here we go, breaking down the prices. So I'm trying to be conservative before we tally everything up and get kind of like a conservative gross sales estimate of how much all this stuff would sell for. I'm going to make an estimate. My estimate, I'm going to say $1,200 would be around there, would be the total gross sale for all the stuff if you were to sell it. So sale price plus shipping, gross sales. So when it was all said and done, I paid $450 with shipping and taxes and everything. And so I'm saying this stuff would sell for $1,200 on eBay approximately. So let's see how close I am. So I looked up all the individual figures that don't belong to a vehicle first. So starting with Grunt, 1983 Grunt, I had him complete. Now mine did have a damaged gun. So here's one that sold for $55 total, paid by the customer. So since I had a damaged gun on mine, I'm going to go with $45 for mine, conservative. So we'll start with $45. So there's the 1983 Grunt. Moving on, we got Major Blood. This one was all over the place, so I went with a low price. A little surprised by that. I think maybe he's more common. He was a mail-away figure plus a carded figure later on in '83. So I went with the conservative price. I'm going to say $30 for Major Blood, complete with, and I'm counting complete with file card because I had the file card with all these. So plus 30. Oh, and I forgot. I was saying all those extra parts that I had, the Sky Striker parts, the extra file cards, the extra weapons and accessories for the figures and parts of the base and all that stuff. I was saying I have $100 worth of parts, so we'll add that. So we got that in there too. So extra $100 worth of parts. So we're at $175 so far. So next figure, Hooded Cobra Commander, the 1984 Cobra Commander. This one was kind of all over the place too. I saw really high prices on some of them too, so I went with a in between. I'm gonna go ahead and say $50 for Hooded Cobra Commander. So there we go. We're up to $225. Next we got 1982 Breaker. It was a straight arm breaker I had, complete with everything, file card. This one was pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna say $40. Here's one that sold for $42.99. I'm going to go with $40 for mine. So 40 up to $265. Okay, moving on. We got the original Cobra the Enemy. Mine was missing the gun, actually, so I had the figure and file card, and I'd say mine was in decent condition once I get it cleaned up and everything. So I'm going to do a conservative estimate. Here's one that sold with the gun for $44. I'm going to go with $30 for mine. So plus 30. Okay. All right, next, Cobra Commander surprised me. I mean, I know it's a popular figure. I didn't realize it could go for this much, to be honest with you. So I saw some high prices. Actually, this one I saw much higher than this, actually. So I had the complete Cobra Commander with the file card like this. So I'm going to go with, here's one I found that sold for $105. So I'm going to go with $100 on the Cobra Commander. But I did see some pretty high prices for the Cobra Commander. So that one was a little bit unexpected in my opinion. So that's cool. So we're up to $395. Alright, next Tripwire. Tripwire isn't a big one. Where is he? Okay. 35. I saw up, of course, ups and downs on this. So I'm going to go with just the $35 for Tripwire. So plus 35. Up to 430. Alright, then Steeler. Okay. I made a mistake here because I didn't find one with his file card included, which I had, but he surprised me too. He goes for quite a bit complete. So here he is for $70. Even still, even though I didn't have the file card, actually, yeah, I'm going to say $70 because I don't even have the file. I didn't even look up one with the file card, so we'll say $70 for Steeler. That one was another one that was surprising. So up to 500 on the figures alone. Alright, so Doc isn't a heavy hitter. Here's an example of an auction, 27, and my gurney was damaged too. So for that reason, I'm just going to go with $30 on him for Doc. There we go, 530. Then we've got the Cobra Officer. He's a pretty good one. Conservative again. Here's one that sold for $67 plus shipping. I'm just going to go with $60, a conservative estimate on mine. Cobra Officer. So there we go. Okay, Ace. I didn't have the Sky Striker, so Ace separately. I found one here that sold for $33. So yeah, I'm going to go with $30 on my Ace. All right. Okay, Destro. He's another one that I saw some high prices on him, but I'm going with the conservative price, even though I have him complete like this. So I'm going to go with, here's one that sold for $50.96. So I'm going with the conservative estimate of $50. So add 50. Up to $670. Alright, Stalker. My Stalker was damaged, so I took that into account. Here's one, if it wasn't damaged, sold for almost $100. So 1982 Stalker, I'm going to put $50 for mine, conservative. 720 we're up to. Okay, then Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll, I was missing his gun, unfortunately. So you can see if he's complete and in good condition. 1982 Rock and Roll. He sold for around $80. So since I'm missing the gun, I'm going to go down to $30. So add 30. Getting up there. Alright, then Short Fuse, he was the other one that had the damaged thumb on mine. So you can see he sells for good money too, but I'm just going to say $20 since I had a damaged one. But I had all of his stuff. Plus 20, we're up to 770. Alright, then finally the big one. I saw prices over 200, and here's one that for an auction that ended for about $190 for the Viper Pilot. That was that one I said was going to be the most rare one, and it is. So I'm going to go with a conservative estimate, even though I think I could get, it is probably higher, but I'm going to say $150. Alright, so we're up to almost $1,000 with just the figures, conservative estimates. Alright, so let's look up the vehicles and stuff, and you know, I still have those figures that go with those vehicles too, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, here we go with the vehicles. I was at 920 from the other stuff. So Dragonfly, I tried to find a close conservative estimate here. So I'm going to go with 200 for my Dragonfly. Here's one that sold for 225 plus shipping, that has the pilot and the file card and everything. So we'll add 200. Okay, this one was pretty cool. That mobile missile system with Colonel Hawk. Here's one that sold for 80 bucks, and mine is pretty good. Mine's the 83 figure, but and actually mine has the visor. I have the visor too, so mine's even more complete than this. But I'm just gonna go with 80 bucks. That's pretty good though. Add 80. Oh, I've already hit my $1,200 estimate, so I think I was off. Okay, the HISS tank, I have it complete. So good condition, complete, and my driver has a really nice Cobra symbol. So I'm gonna go. This one sold for a little over 80 with the shipping. So, but I'm just gonna go with 80. So I'll add 80. Being conservative. Then we got CoverGirl, Wolverine with CoverGirl vehicle. This is a little bit better than mine because it has the blueprints as well. But anyways, this one sold for over $100, so I'm just going to go for 80 with mine. So another conservative estimate, but hey, look at it. You know, it's good to give yourself room. All right, so then we have the Howl laser cannon. This one surprised me a little bit. I guess it's hard to get everything in good condition. So the actually it says 1983 swivel arm, which is what I had, but this is actually a 1982 figure, so they don't even know what they're selling there. But anyways, you can see here it sold for 85 plus shipping. I'm going to go with 80 again, conservative estimate on mine. All right. Okay, then the Vamp Jeep, complete with clutch. I had that too. So yeah, this one sold for over $100. Excellent condition, but so again, conservative, $80 I'll say for mine. But we're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, then the pack rats, I had all three of them. They're all complete. So I think complete, they're around $30, but I'm going to be conservative for three of them. I'll say $25 a piece. So add another $75 for the pack rats. Okay. Then the Polar Battle Bear. Here's one that sold for about $40 if you count shipping. Mine was very yellowed, so I'm just going to add $20 as for mine, even though it's complete. So since mine's yellowed, we won't get much out of it, we'll say. Then the Whirlwind. Here's one that sold for $40. I don't see why mine wouldn't be similar. So we'll add $40 for the Whirlwind cannon. Okay. Then the APC. This one surprised me. I guess it's more easy to come by. Actually, I saw some that sold for almost $100. Mine's pretty nice too, but here's one I didn't notice the 50 shipping. Okay, well that makes more sense. Okay, that being the case, I'm going to adjust this one. I put 60. I'll at least go 80 again on my APC since mine was absolutely complete and it looks really good. So plus 80. Okay, then this is probably one of the cheapest items here, the flat cannon. And mine actually had a damaged seat, so I'm just going to add $10 for mine. Okay. Okay, next to last, that mortar defense unit that was pretty cool. It was all there, 100% complete. I'm going to add $30 for that. Here's one that sold for $33.52. So I'll add 30. All right. Finally, the Manta, little Manta thing. Mine was complete but had the broken gun, so I'll add $10. All right, so there we go. Very conservative estimates. I was probably highly conservative, and you see we went over $1,500. We were approaching $2,000 on a $450 investment. Whether you're collecting or selling, I would say that's a good investment. So let me know what you guys think. Am I way off? I looked it all up, considering the fact that I'm going to get these all nice and cleaned up and they're in good condition. So that's how you do it.
Really happy, excited, and proud of this lot, and I can't wait to get it all 100% cleaned up and do a display video. So once again, check out my Radical Retro channel for that. So stay tuned.
Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed that. That was so much fun, and I've still got a lot of work to do to get these collection presentable ready. So that's going to be fun, and go and check that out on my other channel. Stay tuned for it. It's going to be soon, and you can learn a lot about toys over there too. So hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.